Thanks for tuning in to Pathmonk Presents episode. To our listeners, Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Hamid, CEO. How you doing today?
Very good. Thank you.
It's good to have you on today's show. Really excited to learn a little bit more about what LegalSoft Solutions is all about. Well, let's kick it off with that, Hamid. In your own words, you being the CEO and president, I think it would be the best part to let me know what is it all about and for our listeners to get a better understanding.
So what we do in LegalSoft, our focus is law firms and legal industry nationwide. So we basically work with the law firms anywhere from starting a brand new law firm all the way to expanding and growing existing law firms in a variety of different ways. Everything from helping them with staff globally, and so they will have a challenge of finding or being able to afford local resources for the legal industry, all the way to creation and launching the law firms and expanding their growth. And a lot of it has to do with online presence, which is a major factor. Everything's pretty much digital and online now, so everything traditional is gone. So we are always in the process of transitioning these legacy firms, what I will call them, who used to start it with Yellow Pages and so forth, and radio and then TV, and merging them into the digital platforms and online presence, which covers everything from creating and managing their websites, their social media, their basically everything that has to do with the online presence, the testimonials, the reviews, in multiple platforms.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And so maybe that our listeners out there, to all those lawyers that want to start their own law firm, what key problem would you solve for them then? What would you say is the most problem that you solve for those clients?
Of course. So most of the attorneys who start up, doesn't matter if they just finish a school and pass the bar, want to start a law firm, or they work in some other firms and now they want to have their own firm. They don't understand the complexity of having the presence. It's not just like opening up an office and putting your name outside. That pretty much doesn't do anything anymore. So we have a complete laundry list of 30, 40 different things that we need to set up for them so they have online presence. So one of those starts with a very effective website, which ties back into Pathmonk solution, that the website becomes a lot more important than it used to be, because people just go in there to check out everything, and you need to convert those people who come to your website. Then it goes to, social media presence, which ties to the website also, but now you have like 7 or 8 different platforms that you need to have a very effective presence on. Then you got all of these directory listings we place them in hundreds of different directory listings to do that. Email marketing, SMS marketing. There's just a lot of complications. Building a referral network. This is all business aspects where most of these attorneys have no exposure on, no training, both from their education or work training. And it takes them years to actually implement one of these, which we do now in 90 days. We do a full implementation of the law practice, covering everything about the online presence.
That's great to hear. And well, I'm going to assume, right, but is your only vertical lawyers or law firms, or is people that pass the bar, or would you extend to other fields, other segments?
Right now, the main focus has been attorneys nationwide of any caliber, any practice type, and so forth. We have recently expanded that into the medical field because the doctors and physicians have the same issue that the attorneys do, basically.
Oh,
Like they go to law school or they go to medical school or dental school or pharmacist or whatever. They come out, they have no training of any sort, education-wise or hands-on training on marketing, lead generation, client retentions, building referral networks, online presence. They don't know any of that. So we extend that to all of those professional trades.
oh, that's great to hear. Yep. So great expanding there. That's awesome to hear. And well, Hamid, you being the CEO there, what is the top client acquisition then channel look for you guys for LegalSoft?
For LegalSoft, our talent acquisition, the client acquisitions, we basically utilize every single platform from like what you mentioned, from our website, all the way to paid ads, social media postings, optimizing things like YouTube channels and our Instagram accounts and so forth. So every means possible, basically, we use to retain our clients. Is the same thing that we do for the law firms. We enable them to do all of that also for their practice. So not only we are doing it for ourselves, we're also implementing and teaching the lawyers to do the same thing.
Awesome. Great to hear that. Now, I am here on your website, legalsoft.com. Nice looking website. What role does your website play in your client acquisition, Hamid?
It's basically exactly what you just did, is to go find out what is this LegalSoft thing, basically. It's like what everybody starts off with. And they get in there and they basically get the bird's eye view of, okay, so they basically work with law firms and they help them grow them, expand them, market them, case generation and all of that. So the role is the introduction into the potential clients, and it also plays a big role on the referrals. We have a lot of happy clients where they refer us to other, colleagues. And the first thing they do is they go check out the website and then they go check out our social. So it plays a major role. It's like it's always a starting point. It doesn't matter what you're doing to get awareness or brand recognition. They go to your website.
Definitely. I would agree. Now, is there any tools, tip, methods, approaches that you would recommend in order to get great converting to get a better converting on your website?
Sure. One of the first thing is, being aware of who's coming in there, why they're coming, when they're coming, and then interact with them immediately so you don't lose them and you keep them around until you make the connection. So if you're having a live chat bot, or any kind of a chat system is a major thing. And then there is others, also the tools like you mentioned about Pathmonk, where now you can find out what their interest is and then basically increase your conversions from just a view to call to action. And there's a lot of the tools that they can use, which is a lot of people are not aware of those tools and they think just a website is a website, which is very wrong. Is basically a business development platform now, if you have equipped it with the right set of tools.
Definitely. That's great to hear. Now, but I do want to switch gears now, Hamid, and talk about you as a leader, about you being a CEO. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
I am always on the creative side. So I always been on the invention, creation, so forth. So I have to do basically a few things. Always have a roadmap in my head that is where we're going from here, because there's a lot of opportunities. So you need to have in the service product roadmap. Then the second is that how to integrate that with the rest of the services and the rest of the programs, and how to engage our teams to be able to be on the same path, developing those new products and services. So that's always one sort of half of the job. The other half of the job is going back and optimizing everything that you have created already. Mm-hmm. So optimizing processes, people, procedure, SOPs, KPIs, all these buzzwords that people use. Actually, if you actually get to do it, is a lot of work. But if you do it right, it'll be very successful because it brings discipline and a structure. And you need that to scale. All of my past experience, which I have over 20 years of experience in the high tech, in Silicon Valley, and then an additional 20 years on top of that within the other industries, everything is scales based on a structure, an analysis, and a plan. Basically, you can only wing it so much, and then after that, you need to have a lot of discipline and the structure.
Definitely, what a great. And with that, right? I mean, you've been like you mentioned, you've been all over the place. There is a lot of content out there, and where do you learn, grow, and you stay up to date with everything that's going out there?
Podcast. I have four boys, two of them in law school, and part of their mission in life is like getting me hooked on podcasts because I'm a little bit of the older generation. Doesn't matter what I do today, but they're still, tied into maybe reading online or watching TVs or reading stuff. But the podcast has been extremely helpful and successful. I've learned probably more on the podcast and watching different podcasts in the past couple of years than I've done in the past 20 years from other means. It sort of expedited the process for me.
All right, perfect. And I do like asking this question, Hamid, especially to someone like you with a lot of years of experience. What is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey again?
I guess maybe more focused and not getting distracted by other opportunities or other recommendations. I think it's staying focused on your mission and putting all of your effort and focus into achieving one thing that you set for yourself to get to. That's one key thing. And the other part would be, surrounding yourself with a lot of good people. It is basically the good people around you that makes your mission successful. It's not a one-person show anymore. You need to have there's no big company with one person in it. I always say there's not a one-person big company. It doesn't exist. So you need to have a team. You need to have the team focused, dedicated, incentivized properly to gain the benefits of the growth and expansion. So I would say 80% of my success, I will credit it to the team that is around you.
Oh, that's great, right? And that's important, right? The more if they grow, you grow, and company grows. So that's awesome to hear.
Exactly, and also sharing some of those experiences and so forth. That's why I published a few books in the past couple of years, trying to basically put the content out there for people who can benefit from. One of the last ones that I actually did was how to scale your AI law practice, because whether or not everything is going to be AI oriented pretty soon, if it already isn't, and is moving faster than anything I've ever experienced in the past 40 years. And I was in Silicon Valley. In Silicon Valley, things move pretty fast already. And then you put AI in it, and it's like now you do 50x the speed of what it used to be. And it's really crazy. So I feel like I should write a book about what I know from AI and what I think AI is going to go for content generations, to lead generations, to client conversions, all the way to going to court and doing a trial. AI is going to be a big part of that. And I would say the faster people adopt it and learn it and be able to sort of screen it between what's real and what's not, and what's safe and what's not safe to use within the AI.
That's very important. Like you mentioned, AI is growing so fast. 2023 took all of us by storm. So if you put some insights on that, I think that would be something great. But Hamid, we're coming to the end of the show. I do want to give you the last word, though. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, Hamid, what is that one thing they should remember about LegalSoft?
Is that we can make almost any law firm streamline and expand their law practice much faster than any other organization I know, because we focus on expanding law firms. So expansion, right?
Definitely. Whether you guys heard it from Hamid, you could always check him out at legalsoft.com. Growing law firms differently, right? Thank you so much for today, for being on today's episode of Pathmonk Presents. And for our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents.
Great. Thank you, Ernesto.
Thanks, Hamid.